Hello everyone, I'm Zotis, and today I'm bringing you a Final Fantasy Tactics Arena AI Autobattle Exhibition Match between White Knight Wygriff's team, Necropolis Alternate, and dawg's team, Gimick Reprisal. On top here, well, actually first I want to mention the Arena patch notes. We just changed from 1.44 to 1.49, so we now have a nice open world view of the map. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with that. I'm not really going to get into it. Check the patch notes. Um, there should be a repeating message for which team won, so we don't have to rely on save states and resets between rounds. After a round, it's supposed to go back to the world map. And if we look away or step away, we and miss the ending, that way we won't miss who actually won. The Archer's been renamed to Marksman, Oil was renamed to Weak, and now Overrides absorb in half. Death Sentence is now Doom. I'm not sure if that works exactly the same way or it's just a renaming. Silence has been changed to Addle, which now disables defensive support abilities instead of just silencing a unit. Counter Tackle now cancels regen like Bull Rush. Map names are displayed at the start of battle. We can choose. We're supposedly can choose between the states of a map when we choose it. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I'm curious about it. There's we can choose whether it's day or night, choose the weather. I haven't tried it out yet, so we'll see how it goes. And there's been some tweaks to the maps. Calm Grass should finally be working, and the gun damage formula fixed. It was scaling off of speed for some strange reason. Now it's just set to weapon damage like it's supposed to be. So I just want to give White Knight Wygriff a special thanks for all his work on this. I'm pretty sure he's doing it alone and taking it over after the previous people used to work on it no longer work on it. Anyway, so yeah, and he's got some changes coming down the pipeline as well. Notably, we're probably going to be making changes to revival abilities, nerfing them a bit, because we've been noticing lately that once people start making really strong teams, the sandbag loops just end up dragging the matches on for too long because the teams are really good at reviving and healing themselves, and just there's a lot of sustainability. So yeah, it was a bit unbearable during the Christmas tournament when unfortunately we had to cut some of the final matches down to just like one match because we just didn't have time to stream it all. So in light of that, I'm trying a format here with just limiting players to only one revival ability between across their team. So only one ability between Raise 2, Phoenix Down, Revive, Wish, Lay on Hands, Phoenix Blade, and Seraph. But everything else, like Undead and Dragon Spirit, is fine. But I'm also limiting every team to only one of each item and ability, as opposed to the normal two of each item and ability. So that way, it does limit things like Angel Ring, Cursed Ring, and Bone Mail. So you can't really just get a full team of 4 undead units. So yeah, hopefully should help a little bit, and also force people to use more variety of abilities. Let's see what else. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to try for this format is completely random maps as opposed to the small, medium, large format. Personally, I'm not really convinced that small, medium, large is necessarily more balanced or fair. I can see the strong argument for it, but I find that a lot of medium maps can either be very small or very large, tipping the scale imbalanced that way anyway. And medium maps being the largest pool of maps see the least usage because they're only ever used in tiebreakers. And I think it's more fair and more balanced if you're drawing from a pool of maps like that, completely random, because whenever you only use one parameter, it skews the results. So this kind of forces people to take all of the maps into consideration to make their team as viable as possible on as many different maps. Whoever does that best overall is going to have that advantage in terms of drawing the random maps. So I do think that's just a little more balanced and fair, but I'm just going to test it out. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how people like it or not. I know in the old days, tournaments used to do that, but that's like 10 years ago. Alright, now let's start looking at the teams. So, White Knight Wygriff on top, we have Skeleton the Squire, with, for Guts he's got Accumulate, Heal, and Yell, and for Ninjutsu he has Misogi, Sumizuku, and Meiton. Zombie the Undead Scholar has Regen, Crude Bio, Plague Bio, and Melt with no secondary abilities. Wraith the Oracle has, let's see, Spell Absorb, Life Drain, Poison, Paralyze, Sleep. And for White Magic, he's got Raise, Protect, Shell, and Isuna. And Lich the Chemist has High Potion, Ether, Antidote. I'm not sure if it's Ether or Ether. Kronos Tear, Calm Grass, Maiden's Kiss, Holy Water, and Bandage. And for Black Magic, she has Addle, Frog, Allure, and Death. So I can see WKW is making up for the lack of revival abilities with Bone Mail, Cursed Ring, Angel Ring. For some reason, Angel Ring, when I loaded it up, it put it in as another Cursed Ring. But one of the nice changes that has been made to the format is you can actually change things. So that's pretty cool. And I guess for abilities too. Anyway, I'm not sure, I don't want to mess with it. But I think they're getting it set up whereas you can build your team within the game, so you don't have to use the team builder app. But I'm not 100% sure. I think you can right now. I think it's just maybe not as fast as using the team builder app. But anyway, I haven't looked into that yet. So let's see what else we got here. There's also a wasn't there a Demon Shield? Wraith. Oh, what happened to the Demon Shield? Huh, it's not. Oh. He just gave himself a Demon Shield and I can't actually equip a shield. Hang on one sec. I'm just double checking the master guide really quickly here. Shields. Or not shields. Right. Job stats, equipment access, and innates. Yeah, oracles cannot use shields. And he did not give him X equip. Alright, well, that's a little unfortunate. Little mishap there. Anyway, let's move on. The Scholar's Black Staff will give its weapon attribute to Plague Bio. So that's the one that inflicts undead, so that'll give some good dark absorb. Unfortunately, without the demon shield, she won't be able to absorb dark herself. So that kind of throws a little wrench in the build, but hopefully it still works well. For dog, we have Baelit the Thief. Wait a minute. There we go. With Raise, Wall, and Isuna, and her only thief ability is Quickening. Sabotai the Thief with Throwstone, Heal, Cheer Up, and Yell. He has no steal abilities. Yara the Summoner with, let's see, Carbuncle, Bahamut, Haste, Sinkhole, and Return. And Khan the Samurai, who has no drawouts, just Strength Tonic, Chronos Tier, Maiden's Kiss, Holy Water, and Bandage, which of course he'll only be using if the Salty Rage gets stolen. I'm not sure if there's a break accessory. Well, I've noticed the dog likes to throw on these white magic support on a thief, so they're extra fast. It's a nice simplistic build, just going to focus on tossing out raises, walls. But honestly, I would have liked to have seen at least Steel Heart on her, because it would give her a little offensive something to do, you know? And she has the MA, so I would have liked to see it, but anyway. I understand JP limitations are always an issue, so you're getting your unit to do what you want it to do. So we'll see how it goes. Sabotage got a main gauche for that evasion. Or I guess it's pronounced gauche. I guess one thing about this team is, with the Earth Clothes, Hydraskin Coif, Chameleon Robe, there's quite a bit of absorb element, half element, but there's no actual elemental absorb on the team, so I do feel like it's lacking a little bit of synergy. However, I can see the point of throwing it on there just for the defensive options. And I'll also say with the Reflect Mail, personally, I don't really see it as great using a Reflect Mail unless you also have magic that you're going to be bouncing off of it. And the real only offensive magic you have is Bahamut, which is just going to ignore that. So it's going to be more benefiting the enemy, I find, because they will be able to bounce their spells off of it when you're, getting at your units that are otherwise would have been out of range. And it's, I don't, I just find it questionable as a defensive option because, yeah, they won't be able to target you with certain spells. They'll still be able to hit you with summon magic, which is very prevalent for offensive magic, and lots of other things. And they'll just do something else on their turn and hit you anyway. So I just find, unless you're actually utilizing it yourself, it's not really worth using it. That's just my take on it, though. We'll just have to see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, it's always interesting seeing how other people use things and what other people come up with. And we've got a Berserked Samurai with Concentrate, which is nice. Decent PA stack with the Twist Headband and Knight's Garb. Cheery, giving him a little extra mobility. So yeah, I mean, on a defensive unit, 5 move I think is pretty ideal. I mean, on a Berserk unit, since all they can really do is move and attack, even 4 move I find is often just not quite enough. So That's good. I like the 5 move. MP switch is always good on a berserk unit like that. Sometimes countering can be a bit unreliable, especially when you're going to be hitting your own unit with a healing staff. You don't want him whacking your guy right back for decent damage. Alright, so let's see. I have not actually randomized the maps yet. As you can see, we've got a world map to explore. I think you should be able to go into various random battles just for training. Alright, how many maps we got here? Nice player controlled maps so you can test your team out. Alright, I guess we'll do 117 maps. I mean, roll 117 on RNG. Alright, getting back to it. Our first map will be map number 4. Lucilia Castle Office. Good luck to everyone. Alright, here's the map arrangement. Yeah, I don't know what they are. They're just numbered, so don't specify night or day or the weather. We'll just start with, oh, and there's how we can specify night and day. Okay. I wonder what that first option was. So we've got WKW in black and dawg in green. Got a Bahamut charging. I wonder what she's charging on her team there. Ooh, guarded. I definitely like regen a lot as a buff. That constant passive healing, and it also heals MP. And I've noticed sometimes the AI just doesn't move. It's pretty good at like deliberately setting up its turn order with that, I noticed. Ooh, 590 damage. Now, I guess the point of not putting any offensive ability on her is because it's going to take so long for her to wall out her team one by one, so she's just constantly throwing out the buffs instead of spending turns, you know, whiffing a charm, and then you're just not getting your buffs. %20 chance to stop does not land. Both teams chose raise. Raise 1 as their Only revival ability. And I guess that's the other nice thing about not having her use any offensive abilities. Since she's your reviver, you want her basically always doing that as much as possible. I don't know. Got something charging up there. Plague Bile, perhaps. Looks like an Asuna being cast on the summoner. Poison. Poison's also very strong because it doesn't just cancel regen. You cannot apply regen to somebody while they are poisoned. So it's a pretty good hard counter. Here comes a boss. Triggering an MA save from the Scholar. Yeah, that 144 healing staff whack is not bad. Ooh, 2 weakens from that crude bio. Throw stone to cancel that spell, whatever she was charging. Possibly. Huh, there's an interesting symbol on that thief. Is that the weakened symbol? Down goes the Scholar. Well, that's Squire's back. Maton gets guarded. Ooh, a frog lands. I kind of lost track of the samurai. I like the raise damage on the undead. Oh, it's too bad he's doing so little damage though. Yeah, did this. There's the samurai. Nice raise kill. Ooh, lands. But he's got re-raise. Gives himself a regen. At least he doesn't run away. Scholar's back up. Wow. Alright, first match goes to White Knight Wygrifs. we go. We don't have to load our state. Alright, second match will be on... Actually, you know what? I was gonna load anyway because I want to switch first player and second player between matches. Alright, now we'll have Dawg on top and Wygrif on the bottom for map 99, Wasilia City. We're just going to go with the default options for everything, but it might be nice to experiment with that a little more later. Not that it really affects anything. I don't know. Like, does rain give some kind of enhancement towards, like, lightning magic or something? Alright, we got a cheer up, giving regen for our first buff. Oof. See, that's why I don't like regen. I mean, cheer up. It just... it misses too often. Quickening. And there's Yell. Yell can also miss, but... everything can miss, right? Not quite, but... range for haste. So we've got a full team haste for Dawg. Some protect for WKW. Unfortunately, Dawg doesn't seem to have... Well, his thief has wall. But... okay, he's going for an offensive raise. Not bad. Though, he probably didn't want his support unit charging up like that. By how the enemy will use Reflect against you. Only 150 some damage from the Bahamut, which is a little unfortunate, but she got 16 MA and takes a little while to charge up with her faith movement. Pilgrimage. Huh. Death for a full heal. That's interesting. Oh no. Well, Thief has Asuna at least. Scholar moves up and charges something. We've got the Summoner charging back on the Scholar. Ooh, almost takes out the Oracle. I thought she was charging that on the Scholar. double don't act. And she didn't go for the Asuna, unfortunately. Now she will. And the summoner moves in to catch it. Dog does look like seem to be pulling ahead. Unfortunately, that the summoner did not catch that Asuna after all. And Asuna didn't cure weak either. Not sure if it's supposed to or not, now that weak oil has been changed to weak. Well, he goes for the bookshot, the samurai into critical, but unfortunately, that's not really gonna matter. I paused there because I was wondering if the squire was about to kill him. But yeah, I mean, he's still gonna move up and kill that oracle, or perhaps kill the squire, unless the thief does. Nice, nice. The healing staff damages the undead. Triple addle. That sucks to land that on the support thief. Yeah, no, dog definitely doesn't have this in the bag yet. It's the summoner. Unfortunately, the samurai is just so slow. He's not getting a ton of turns. Is he stopped? Oh, he got stopped from the book. The Omnilex. Nice hurting and healing from the Plague Bile. Little staff whack to heal up the thief. Squire's on one. Looks like the Oracle is gonna be reviving the chemist. Yeah, he does have raise. It's currently 3-on-2, but that thief is gonna get up pretty soon. There's a raise for the summoner. Chemist safely deals with the Berserk Samurai. And here comes the Bahamut. It's always good to get some regen on your mage. Oh, hope she still has enough. Nope. Bummer. And down she goes. Raise, not quite doing enough damage to put him down anyway. Yeah, looks like WKW is turning it around. And I expect Addle on the thief means no more regen. Another healing staff whack. And whatever the chemist was charging got cancelled by a nice little throw stone. Hey, at least least life absorb. Life drain doesn't have Force Undead. Life drain. There's that healing gunshot for 100 damage, not bad. Haven't seen her use it to heal a teammate yet, though, I don't think. Ooh, 400 damage. I'm assuming that's a plague bio, so... misses the scholar, unfortunately. Boy, this is a pretty close match. Unfortunately... doesn't have quite enough offense. So he's getting all of his offense from either Bahamut's or the Samurai. Well, I shouldn't say all, but that's his main offense anyway. I should have probably mentioned during the team analysis that Dawg is our previous tournament champion. He won the Christmas tournament, and which tournament did he win before that? One or two others? Well, I can't remember if he won the Christmas, the Halloween tournament. Alright, Chemist moves up, charging something on that summoner. Probably a frog or a death. But it's simple. And most of that damage mitigated with auto potion. Unfortunately, Yell misses the Squire. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Alright, Chemist grabs the crystal. It's really not looking good for Dawg right now. A one-shot kill from the Samurai. He is a beast when he does get his turns. Ah, yes, to get rid of undead. Ooh, frog lands. GG. Well, actually the thief does have Isuna, but she's forced to revive the Samurai. He's keeping life there. Nice. Probably better that the summoner died rather than having a Insuna her. Yeah, unfortunately the Samurai just couldn't get a turn in. Melt is great. Now all she can do is staff whack. And down she goes. And that's it. No more revival, so it's just a matter of time before the summoner goes down. Well, GG. Congratulations, White Knight Wygriff. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. It took me a long time to get this match recorded. I'm pretty bad when it comes to procrastinating, but yeah, hopefully I'll be doing more. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye.